I don't do too much talking these days. I really don't do much talking these days. That's why yesterday, when I made a 10-minute video, I got myself thinking. Uh, that's the most talking I've done in a long time. And that got me thinking about something else I've been thinking about, which is whether or not it's possible to thrive in social isolation. That's the name of the video today, and if you came here looking for answers, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't have any. Sorry to clickbait you like that. I do have, however, a hypothesis, and that is that yes, it is possible to thrive in social isolation. Um, People all the time say to me, T-Dazzler, how can you be so blatantly against the science? The science is pretty clear. I keep seeing all the time, see these YouTube videos and all the time see these articles saying that, prolonged social isolation will lead you to an early grave. It will detrimentally affect your mental and physical health. It will cause you to have pancreatic cancer, and it will make you projectile vomit all over the friends that you don't have. And I, as all the time, say to them, look, I'm not a science denier, but a lot of times scientific research is chalked up to like surveys, asking people how they feel, which is better than nothing, I guess, but not much better. You know, you got to take some of that with a huge bag of salt, the pink stuff, the good stuff, because it's not always reliable. And another thing about science is like it's kind of like accounting. You got to hope that the people doing the science or the accounting, they don't have an agenda because they can get pretty creative with the numbers. Figures don't lie, but liars figure. So as you may have guessed, I do spend a lot of my time in isolation. I work alone. I live alone. Don't have like a significant other. I don't really have too many friends. Definitely not any friends that I keep in touch with very often. I see my mom once in a while. That's the gist of my social interactions lately. I go to the skate park and I'm cordial with most of the people there, but I wouldn't call them my friends. Um, they're I don't have anything against them, but they drink a lot and they just hang out at the skate park a lot all day drinking, and it's not my scene. Uh, but they're nice enough. I shoot the shit with them, shoot the breeze. Uh, but yeah, that and hanging out with my mom is like the extent of my social interactions. So yeah, maybe I'm coping a little bit. Maybe I need the answer to be yes, it's possible to thrive in social isolation. But um, the reason I think that it's possible is because when I moved to Hamilton about just under 2 years ago, I was kind of lonely even before that. But it got worse when I moved here because I didn't know anyone and I wasn't interacting with people at all. And yeah, I was lonely at first, but I just kind of got used to it, and I feel way better now. I'm not lonely at all. Um, and I don't really have my shit together. I haven't been locked into like, what am I trying to say? I could be doing a lot more for my mental health, um, to be thriving in social isolation. But even without those things, I feel like I'm doing pretty good, better than I was when I first moved here. Um, that being said, well, these are the things I want to do more. I want to meditate more. I want to work out more. I want to get on a good sleep schedule. Stop drinking so much coffee. But, and I want to, like, stop having unbased base desires, stuff like that. Just want to get my shit together, basically. But even without having my shit together, I still feel like I'm doing better than I was. And here's why. I think that it's been said that humans are social creatures. And I don't know if that's true. I know that humans are very competitive creatures by nature, and I think that trumps being social. When push comes to shove and you have to choose between being competitive and being social, most people are going to be competitive. And I don't think those things really mesh well. But the main thing is, I think that humans are social not by nature, but by nurture. I think that we are brought up from a young age, we're very dependent on our parents, so that creates a social relationship with our parents, and then we go to school, that creates social relationships with our peers and our fellow students. And then when we go to work, normally most people, not me, but most people work with other people, and that means you need to be social at work. And so I think it's our conditioning that makes us social, and that's why after after a couple years of not being very social, I've kind of adjusted, and I'm totally fine alone. I'm totally fine all the time being alone most of the time, and like I said, I think I could get to a place where I'm not only doing fine, but I'm actually thriving. Um, and this is you only really hear this narrative from like people who meditate a lot, and I think that is the key fundamental difference between like people who say that there's no way to thrive in social isolation. It's always going to lead to an early grave. I think that it can definitely be detrimental and lead to an early grave, and probably even usually it will. But if you, well, I'm going to be the guinea pig for you guys. I'm going to get my shit together, and I'll let you know how it goes and whether or not I'm thriving in social isolation. So stay tuned.